you're looking to dive into topics on how to live a happier, healthier, more fit, and long lifespan, then you've come to the right podcast. Livin the Dream with me, Coach Damian Evans. Together, we will explore the topics on all things health, fitness, and wellness. Together, we will be lifelong learners on this journey to living the ultimate dream. What up, Dream Team? Coach D here, coming at you with a bite-sized brain snack. These episodes were inspired because of our obsession with snacks. We love to fuel our bodies with these little bite-sized nutritious foods. We've also talked about adding movement snacks into your day the same way. So we have food and we have movement covered, but what about our brains? It's time to add some little bite-sized brain snacks into your week, and that's what these episodes will be all about. Bite-sized wellness wisdom for lifelong learners. So let's open up and satiate our minds. This brain snack is all about an essential macronutrient that is often feared. Its name is a little misleading, and a lot of the time it's misunderstood as the tissue that accumulates around our midsection when we overconsume food. Today, we're going to be talking about dietary fat. Let's start this thing off by talking about the role of fat in our health and our well-being. Fat is one of the body's most basic building blocks. In fact, the average person is made up of between 15 and 30% fat. Yet for decades, we really have demonized dietary fat. We've diligently followed low-fat diets that always equate to higher sugar, higher refined carb diets, and this diet contributes to insulin resistance, obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and other health issues. However, dietary fats are absolutely essential for our health, our well-being. Think about it. You have more than 100 trillion cells in your body, and every single cell needs to be constructed of high-quality fat. So if your cells need to be composed of fat, how does your body get this essential component to make the cells? Well, you guessed it, it's your diet. So how do you know if your cells are getting enough vital fat? Your body actually sends you signals when it doesn't get enough good fat, signals that you should not ignore. Some warning signs include dry, itchy, scaling, or flaking skin, soft, cracked, or brittle nails, hard earwax, tiny bumps on the back of your arm or on your torso, achy and stiff joints, memory problems, attention deficit disorder, ADHD, diabetes, weight gain, and even cancer. If you experience one or more of these symptoms, it could be your body telling you that it's not getting enough high-quality essential fats. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is dietary fat? Well, dietary fat is a powerful macronutrient that is found in a variety of foods, and it's known for its energy-packed nature, providing a whopping 9 calories per gram. That's more than double what carbohydrates and what proteins offer. But dietary fat isn't just about calories. It plays a critical role in our body's structure, our hormone production, and even insulation of our nerve fibers, as well as insulation keeping us warm and protected. The importance of dietary fat, let's address a common misconception. Not all fats are bad. In fact, dietary fats are essential for our well-being. They are like the unsung heroes of our health journey. Not only do they aid in absorbing fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K, but they also have significant impact on our brain health, on our nerve function, and maintaining healthy, vibrant skin. Let's discuss the incredible ways dietary fat benefits our body, starting with the essential role it plays in our physiology. So let's talk about myelin sheath and nerve function. So imagine our nerves, our nervous system, as a communication highway. Now, myelin is a fatty substance that wraps around your nerve fibers like insulation on wires. This fatty myelin sheath, it ensures efficient nerve signal transmission. It allows us to move, it allows us to feel, and it allows us to think. Without it, our nervous system wouldn't function smoothly. These electrical signals that are getting shot and transmitted all throughout our body would not be able to be transmitted properly, and they would be transmitted much more slowly. Healthy fats, particularly omega-3s, contribute to building and maintaining this crucial myelin sheath, supporting our coordination and our reflexes. So this is why as we age, we start to lose this cognitive function, we start to lose our quick coordination and reflex abilities because this myelin sheath is starting to get diminished around these nerves. Also, let's talk about the cell structure and function, the function of our cells and the structure of our cells. Our cells are the building blocks of life, and fats are an integral part of their structure. There are these things called phospholipids, a type of fat, form the cell membranes, providing a nice protective barrier while also allowing nutrients to enter and waste to exit the cells. If you didn't have this fat around the cell, then all of those processes wouldn't function properly. These fats maintain cell integrity, promote flexibility of the cell, and facilitate communication between cells. This is going to contribute to overall cell health and bodily functions. Also, we have cognitive health and brain function to think about. Our brain is approximately 60% fat, highlighting the significance of dietary fats for our cognitive health. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish support brain development, support memory, and support our mood regulation. Other fats like monosaturated fats from olive oil have anti-inflammatory properties that benefit brain health and may even reduce the risk of cognitive decline and things like Alzheimer or dementia. Also, fat fuels our physical activity. Fats are like long-lasting energy reserves, especially during low to moderate intensity activities like hiking, walking, long biking, jogging. We engage in these endurance exercise and our body taps into these stored fats for energy. This very efficient energy source helps us to sustain prolonged efforts and keep us going when carbohydrate stores are depleted. Types of activities that are fueled by fat, well, endurance activities, running, cycling, long walks, swimming, and other sustained long effort. Also, low intensity workouts like yoga, stretching, and other leisurely activities like that. In essence, dietary fats are not only a vital component of our physical structure, but also key players in maintaining the harmony of a bunch of our bodily functions. From building our cells to supporting nerve functions and even fueling our activities, fats are the unsung heroes of our well-being. But wait, why did fats get such a bad reputation? The low-fat deception. Let's dive into the history. Decades ago, the low-fat diet trend emerged. This promised a path to health and happiness. However, this trend was fueled by flawed science, leading to a wave of processed, low-fat products flooding into the market. What was the catch? Well, many of these products were loaded with added sugars or unnatural additives, which did more harm than good when it came to this ultra-processed, quote-unquote, low-fat food. It's all about finding the right balance. It's crucial to understand that fats, like all things in life, should be enjoyed in moderation. There's a world of difference between healthy fats and then their not so healthy counterparts. Our journey is all about finding the golden equilibrium where we appreciate the value of fats without overindulging. So how much fat should you be eating? And what types of fat should you be eating? The answer, of course, isn't one size fits all, and it depends. Factors like your age, your gender, definitely your activity level, your fitness goals, and even how long you want to live, your longevity, all play a role in determining your optimal fat intake. Remember, it's about personalization and crafting a plan that suits your unique needs and aspirations. So, younger adults, ages 18 to 30, the recommended fat intake is around 25 to 35% of your daily calories. Things like emphasizing a mixture of unsaturated fats, including omega-3s, anywhere between 25 and 35% of your daily calories. Middle-aged adults, a little bit lower. So anywhere when your age is anywhere between 31 and 50, a little bit lower, 20 to 30% of your daily calories come from fat. Balance between unsaturated and saturated. And then people that are above 50 years old, seniors, the same kind of recommendation there, about 20 to 30% of your daily calories. Prioritize heart-healthy fats such as monounsaturated fats and omega-3 fats. You really can't go wrong with a good omega-3 supplement if you find the right quality, the right sourcing, and then also making sure that you're trying to get it through whole foods like nice fatty fish. Now, when it comes to your activity levels, if you're leading a sedentary lifestyle, like you don't move very much, maybe your steps are anywhere between 4,000 and 6,000 or less a day, well, then your recommended fat intake is going to be on the lower end of that range because you're not using up all that energy as fuel. And if your goal is fat loss, fat is a nice macronutrient that you can manipulate. Max Lugavere, we just did an episode about how he did these special hacks for fat loss, and he said that while he understands that olive oil is super, super important to be able to include into your diet because it's such a healthy fat, it's one of the healthiest that you can possibly intake. He said that because he was drenching it over everything, when he started to measure it out and he started to cut back on olive oil, it cut back on his overall energy intake. So not that the fat was bad, it was just a nice little lever to be able to pull in order for him to get the calorie amount, the total energy that he was consuming down in order for him to start using some of his fat stores. So if you lead a sedentary lifestyle, you're going to want to be on the lower end of this range, especially if your goal is fat loss. So opt for heart-healthy fats to support your overall health, but keep it in that, depending on your age range, 20 to 25% of your daily calories. People who engage in moderate physical activity, so let's say you work out 5 days a week for an hour, you get your steps in, you're averaging anywhere between 8 to 10,000 steps a day. You're going to want to go towards the middle of that range, so anywhere between 25 and 30%, depending on your age. And then active, highly active individuals, you're going to go towards the higher end, right? So 30 to 35% you could use, especially if your activity is lots of long, slow hiking, or you get tons of steps. Maybe you're like in the 12,000 plus category. So if you walk for your job, if you love cycling, those type of activities, if you do that, definitely go on the higher end of your fat intake. You can manipulate your fat and your carbs based on that activity. Remember, you're always trying to get anywhere between 0.7 and 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, then your protein goal intake should be anywhere above 100 grams of protein a day up to 150 grams of protein a day. Now, once you have that amount of protein in, then you can distribute your carbs and fats however you prefer and based on this physical activity. So maybe you're reaching up towards that 35% with fat intake if you're someone that does get a lot of highly active activities into your lifestyle. There's different types of fats and they're important. So let's talk about the different types of fats now that we've told you what the kind of recommendations are. Most people label all fats as bad and lump them together in a box. The truth is that not all fats are created equal. There are good fats, questionable fats, and then there are fats that are not so good for your health. Unfortunately, our government, our social media, our scientists, our doctors, well, they've all advised us to eat a lot of the wrong types of fats in the past, or the message has been convoluted and it's been really, really hard to figure out as just the average person on what to consume. And when it comes to eating the right kinds of fats, you want to ensure that your body has the materials that it needs to construct these high quality cell walls, these myelin sheaths, all that stuff that we talked about. When you eat the wrong fats, on the other hand, you're using cheaper materials and the results won't be as good. Most processed foods on supermarket shelves are made with poor quality omega-6 fats from refined, processed vegetable oils. So poor quality omega-6 fats are what make up the majority of our omega fats. Why do food companies do this? Well, because omega-6s are abundant and very cheap. They taste great and they improve the texture. So if you were a company, why wouldn't you use this product? The next time you're in a supermarket, take a close look at the ingredient list of your favorite packaged food. If the list includes oils from corn, corn oil or soy oil, cottonseed or safflower oil, you're going to be looking at a poor quality fat. So where can you find optimal sources of fat? The best options. Well, these include things like small cold water fish, like wild-caught salmon, sardines, and herring, sea vegetables, olives, avocado, nuts and seeds, and grass-fed meat. So all these whole foods that we talk about all the time. When it comes to oils for dressings and fats to cook with, here's a little handy list that you can use. I typically cook with either avocado oil or a little bit of ghee butter or coconut oil. I use the rest for dressings, light cooking, and dips or sauces. So fats to avoid would be soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, safflower and sunflower oil, peanut oil, anything that says vegetable oil, because it's not really a vegetable, grapeseed oil, vegetable shortening, margarine and butter substitutes, anything that really says hydrogenated, you want to make sure that you avoid or limit. Fats that are really good to eat. The top quality that we've talked about before is organic, fresh pressed, extra virgin olive oil. So get that EVOO, extra virgin olive oil, organic avocado oil. Even things like almond oil or macadamia oil are okay to eat. Unrefined sesame oil, tahini, flax oil, hemp oil, things like avocados, olives, and other plant sources of fat, nuts and seeds, butter from pasteurized grass-fed cows and goats work, grass-fed ghee, organic, humanely raised tallow, lard, duck fat, or chicken fat, coconut oil or MCT oil, which is medium chain triglycerides. I put MCT oil in my coffee in the morning. And sustainable palm oil works. Look for the certified sustainable palm oil if you can find it. Building the body from the inside out is exactly like building a house. You can frame the house with the cheapest materials possible, or you can invest in high quality materials that are going to be energy efficient and last a really long time. Sure, it might cost you a little bit up front, a little bit more, but in the long term, it's going to save you so much time, energy, and health. For example, the more omega-3 fats that you consume, the easier your body can cool itself off, which means that you're going to have less inflammation, which forms the root of nearly every chronic disease that we see, especially those impacting the brain and the heart. And now we know that because the brain is composed of such a high percentage of fat, it depends on these high quality fats. So if you consume high quality fats, it's going to boost your cognition, your happiness, how you learn, and your memory. In contrast, some studies link a deficiency of omega-3 fatty acids to depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and even violence. So a deficiency in an omega-3 fatty acid creating this deficiency in your brain that leads to all of these really, really terrible things. And your heart is also going to thank you for eating more omega-3s. This is going to help you lower levels of the quote-unquote bad fats, which are your triglycerides, and raise your levels of quote-unquote good fats, which are your HDLs. Omega-3 fats make blood more slippery, reducing the likelihood of artery disease. Beyond nourishing your heart and your brain, eating the right fats help you shed excess body fat. As paradoxical as it sounds, not eating fat or eating the wrong types of fat may actually contribute to weight gain. And this is because healthy cell walls made from high-quality fats lower blood sugar and insulin levels, meaning you're more likely to burn than store fat. Consuming healthy fats also help to absorb the important fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Now that we are all excited about these amazing fat sources, how do we incorporate them into our daily lives? Well, here are a few tips. You could drizzle some olive oil over your salads for a burst of flavor and health, but make sure that you measure out a good amount on a tablespoon, or just make sure it's not just an excessive amount like Max Lugavere was talking about. You can also snack on a handful of nuts to keep your energy levels up and your taste buds satisfied, but just be aware that when you're eating handfuls of nuts that they could sometimes turn into a higher consumption of calories. So just make sure that you're aware of how much you're eating. This is where a food scale comes in great. I have a food scale right on my counter. I put 3 or 4 bowls on that food scale. As soon as I turn the scale on, it tears the weight out. I put some nuts in a bowl. It barely takes any time at all. And now I have this single serving of nuts. I pull the bowl off, and maybe I put my berries in another bowl, and then I pull that bowl off, and I can just keep doing that until I have these little snack sized or these little measured out portions. And it didn't take me any extra time now, but I just have an awareness of how much I'm eating. You can elevate your sandwich and your smoothie game with slices of creamy avocado. That would be amazing. Just know that when you buy avocados, there's like a perfect time for you to eat them. And if you miss that time frame, it's like, boom, they're automatically brown. So that might be a great time to throw them into the smoothie. Or you could grill or bake fatty fish for a delightful, nourishing meal that your body is going to thank you for. And if that sounds like a good option for you, I highly recommend checking out Butcher Box. Butcher Box is amazing. We've been using Butcher Box for years. I believe we can get you a discount on your first box, I think $50 off. And every time they have you sign up for a new order, they give you like this really cool bonus. Like when we signed up, we got free bacon for life, which was sweet. Send us a message and we can get you that discount on your first box. But Butcher Box, the best quality meat. You have these credits that you buy. You can do it monthly, bi-monthly, tri-monthly. You tell them how often you want a box. And they have these really, really cool salmon bites. They are so simple, so easy. They come pre-packaged. You stick them in the freezer, and then when you're ready, you pull them out, and you can eat these anywhere. You can use them as snacks. Great way to get your omega-3 fats in. So definitely highly recommend checking out Butcher Box. So as we wrap this up in a nutshell, dietary fats are not the villains that we once thought they were. Despite prevailing food myths, healthy fats are crucial for maintaining good health. One of the best things that you can do is audit your kitchen and chuck anything out that has corn, soy, cottonseed, or safflower oil in it. And short of that, I'd encourage you to become vigilant with the kinds of fats and oils that you allow into your body. They are so essential for our well-being and can significantly contribute to our overall health and vitality. Let's make informed choices. Let's savor the journey of balanced nutrition. And remember that embracing healthy fats is a step toward a happier, healthier life. And together, let's spread the good news about healthy fats and permanently put outdated food myths to bed. And that's it, my friends, for this bite-sized brain snack. Share the knowledge that you gained with your friends and family and hold each other accountable. If you enjoyed this content, it helps a ton if you could post on your social media stories a screenshot of this episode. And add one takeaway that you learned and make sure that you tag me and share your journey. Tag me at Livin the Dream _podcast or at Coach Damien _SD. And let us know how this episode benefited you. Let us know what we missed. Let us know what we got wrong. Tell us how you have included healthy fats into your diet. Message us if you have any suggestions or tips that would help your Livin the Dream team that we can discuss on future episodes. And I will be right here with you, working on making us stronger, happier, and healthier humans. Until next time, friends, keep living the dream.